Okay, here's some variations on that basic country rhythm. Do this in the key of G, using the 1, 4, 5 chord in the key of G, which would be G, C, and D. Same basic rules. You start the strum with finding the root of the chord. In the case of the G, the third fret of the sixth string is a G. Typically, the first note that you play when you strum a chord is the root, but it is good to learn the names of the actual root notes of the chord. So this is a G. Follow through with the strum, and find an adjacent bass note, which would be the fifth string. In the case of G, however, typically people will play the fourth string as the second bass note. It just sounds better. And we're going to play the G chord, the C chord. Instead of using that altered C chord we've been playing throughout these exercises, we're playing a standard garden variety C chord. And to play the country rhythm on the C chord, you find the root, which is on the third fret of the fifth string. The first note that you strum in the chord, 1, 2, and the adjacent bass note will be right there. You also can do this. You can play your first count on the C, on the root, strum, second count, move your third finger over to the third fret of the sixth string, which is the G note, and use that as the alternate bass note. Very popular way of playing this rhythm on this chord. In the D, just like in the previous exercise, you find the root of the D. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the basic rhythm would be. What we're going to do, like we did with some other strums, where you have a strum on a beat, instead of just doing one downstroke, you can do a down up. So it'll be 2 and 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 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 1, 2 and 3, 4 and. See the C chord, I was doing that little shift, little trick, pulling my third finger over to the sixth string. You get a lower bass note as the alternate bass note on the third beat. You can get even more busy. After you play the root note on the count of 1, you can actually interject a very quick strum on the and of 1. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1. C, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and D, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and. So the whole chord sequence would sound like this, with an upstroke on the and of 1 after you play that initial bass note. 1. And to add just a little more sizzle, you can add an upstroke everywhere. You can add an upstroke on the and of the 1, and then 2 and then we hit that alternate bass note. Do the same thing. Hit 3 and do a small strum on the and of 3. And you get a real busy rhythm here, but it can be real effective for certain dynamics in a song. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So in any given song, chances are you play all of these, or a certain variety of these rhythms. Most songs don't hang with one rhythm for the whole song. You might start a song nice and simply, as the song builds up. Bring it back down. So using different rhythms in a song, you can dynamically bring the song up and down and create a lot of different moods with just the rhythm. And it works with not just country songs, folk songs, pop songs. This rhythm is a pretty powerful rhythm.